Thank you, Kayla. Well, welcome everyone to my favorite part of the training. I actually hope you've enjoyed the training so far, but I'm honestly really excited to be here for this portion of the training because to me, this is the best part where we get to talk about how to actually build a business using TSAHC's programs. But first, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about myself so you know who you're hearing from. My name is Janielle Levesque, and I actually just celebrated 10 years here at TSAHC as the director of single family programs. I have actually been in the real estate industry for, well, since 1988. I'm not going to do the math, but quite a long time. I started out as a realtor and then I spent over 20 years as a mortgage broker. So I always tell folks that I've sat on both sides of that closing table and I know what it's like to prospect for clients, build referral relationships. I know what it's like to close loans. So I totally get it. Also, actually, before I started working at TShack, I worked at TDHCA. So together, that's nearly 17 years of affordable housing finance experience. So when I talk about what works in this part of the training, I am truly talking about from real experience in the field. I guess after all of my experiences in the various roles of a real estate transaction, I think what I am the most proud of is that together our team has taken TShack to the #1 housing finance agency in the entire country. We were actually #1 for 2 years in a row and have been in the top 3 for the past 5 years running. And I wanna say that, we didn't get here by accident. We truly got here by building programs that actually work for you and for homebuyers, processes that don't slow down a closing, and marketing tools that help people like you grow and build a business. All right, now that you know a little bit about me behind the screen here, let's talk about how you can build that same kind of impact in your business. So, before we start talking about marketing strategy, I really wanted to make sure that everyone in this training understands, I think, what makes T-Check worth building a business around. And it's because we're not just any other down payment assistance program. We truly have done something that I think a lot of other down payment assistance programs struggle to do, and that is that we have made it just as fast and just as easy to close a T-Shock loan as it is to close any other mortgage loan out there. I think that we've eliminated a lot of the complicated layers and there's just no extra wait time when using our programs. So we really are just a normal mortgage loan process with down payment assistance attached to that loan. And what that means is that when you bring T-Shock into the transaction, you're not only reducing risk and complexity, you are adding value. It turns out that you're going to be that person who found money for your client that they didn't even know existed. And here is something I think I want you to actually write down. Down payment assistance is not just for people who cannot afford a down payment. It truly is for everyone. Every single home buyer out there that you talk to really deserves to know about this program. I think the best way to think about it is that, we all know that buying a home is really the biggest financial transaction that most of these people are ever going to make in their lifetime. So the last thing we want to do is drain someone of every dollar that they've saved just to get them to that closing table. And if we do that, what's going to happen when that water heater breaks 6 months from now, or when their car needs repairs, or maybe they just get some unexpected bills? So we truly do not want our home buyers to be house rich and cash poor. We want them to walk away from the closing table with the keys in their hand and savings still in the bank for that rainy day. So I would suggest to stop thinking of down payment assistance as that last resort for homebuyers who can't afford that down payment and start thinking of it as honestly a smart financial strategy for every buyer you work with. Your clients who have saved their own down payment may actually be some of the best candidates because now they get to keep that money that they work so hard for and save for. They get to keep that instead of handing it all over at closing. And I would even suggest to make it your standard practice to present down payment assistance as an option in every single conversation to every buyer every time. I've actually spoken to several loan officers out there who have told me that they make sure that they present this to everyone whether they have the money or not. I will also tell you, I think what really lights me up about this work is that we're not just helping home buyers, we are truly helping people who never thought that homeownership was possible for them. We're talking about helping first generation homeowners, Texas heroes, teachers, firefighters, police officers, and veterans, people who serve this state every single day and deserve a shot at building wealth through homeownership. So that's what excites me about what I do. And I hope that when you leave here today, you're just as excited as I am. And that when you learn how to use these programs and teach your clients about them, that you're not just closing a transaction, that you truly are changing someone's life. And I think, honestly, that is a business worth building. Okay, so this is actually a really great slide because this is where I get to show you that we've already actually done a lot of the work for you to help you market yourself. If you go to www.tsahc.org and you navigate to our marketing resources page, everything you need to market TSAHC programs is right here in one place. Let's talk about what's available here. So first we have flyers and brochures. You can actually order up to 50 of these brochures and then we'll ship them directly to you for free. That's a stack of professional printed marketing materials at zero cost to you. I would suggest though, if you're planning any major events, to allow for 2 weeks for delivery so that you can make sure that you get those brochures in time for your event. But if you're really excited and you want to start marketing yourself right away, and I'm sure after listening to all of the program information from Sarah and Frank today, that there's a lot of folks out there who want to do that. But we do have downloadable flyers that you can download right away. All of our materials are co-brandable, meaning you can add your name, your photo, your contact information. And now this is your marketing piece. Oh, and our materials are available in both English and Spanish. So if you can reach a much broader audience right out of the gate, that would be great. Second, we have digital marketing resources where you will find social media graphics and videos. I think honestly, the hardest part of marketing with TShack is just getting started because once you see everything that's available, there really are no excuses to just not use it and get started today. So here is some examples of the brochures that I was just talking about that you can order. If you take a look at these, this is what we're talking about when we say that we've built that marketing program or tools for you. These are 4 of our ready-to-use brochures, and notice who's on the cover. We have a family, a firefighter with his child, a teacher, and a veteran, and these are truly your clients. These are those Texas heroes, and honestly, when someone picks up one of these brochures and sees themselves on the cover, I think this is a really great way to get the conversation started. These are also available in Spanish, so you can reach those buyers in that language that they're the most comfortable in, which again opens up a whole new market for your business. Think about where these can go. You could actually drop these off at apartment leasing offices, maybe a school district HR department, a fire station break room, a military base. There's just so many options out there. You could even take them to a community center or maybe the church welcome table. Anywhere your future clients are, these brochures can be there working for you around the clock. And remember, as I mentioned earlier, all of our materials are co-brandable. We actually have a space on the back of these for your information. I'm always suggesting to folks to go ahead and just print off some business card type stickers to put on the back. But this is just the brochures. I still have more to show you, so wait till you see everything else that's available. So as I mentioned before, if you really want to get started right away because you're excited about our programs and you don't want to wait for those professional brochures to come in the mail, we also have these amazing printable flyers. You can see that we have multiple options available to whatever audience that you're wanting to target. Home Sweet Texas flyer that covers first-time home buyers and just our general down payment assistance program. We have the Homes for Texas Heroes flyer that targets EMS personnel, paramedics, and emergency care attendants. And the mortgage credit certificate flyer is a great tool for buyers who really want to reduce their federal income tax liability while buying a home. You'll also notice there's a blank at the bottom of each of the flyers so that you can co-brand them with your name, your photo, your contact information. Everything goes right there. All you have to do is download it, add your info, and you have a professional marketing piece ready to print or email in minutes. These are not generic flyers. Each one actually speaks to an audience with a specific message. That is intentional because the most effective marketing speaks directly to the person that's reading it. So, an example, you might be sitting across from a teacher at a homebuyer seminar. You can actually just hand them that teacher flyer. Maybe when you're dropping materials off at a fire station, you could bring them the Heroes flyer. All you really need to do is just kind of match the material to the audience and watch how much more effective your conversations are going to become. Now, I want to talk to those of you in this training who hear the words social media marketing and immediately feel overwhelmed because this slide is for you. A lot of us, including myself, feel very overwhelmed with the idea of kind of creating content from scratch for social media. So I just really wanted to point out that you do not have to create content from scratch. We are already doing it for you. All you have to do is follow TSAHC on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn just by scanning those QR codes right there if you haven't done already. Because once you follow us, all you have to do is share our posts. That's it. We create the content, you share it to your audience, and your followers see you as the person who knows about those down payment assistance and homebuyer programs. You will actually look like the expert without spending an hour staring at a blank screen trying to figure out what to write, which I have done many times, including with this training. And here's something else I really want you to take advantage of. We do a Facebook Live event every single month. These are free, they are informative, and they are designed to help homebuyers understand what options that we offer for down payment assistance programs and our mortgage credit certificate programs. So I would just suggest, honestly, all you have to do is share those events with your clients and prospects ahead of time and just invite them to watch. We also create short videos that we post on our accounts that you can easily share. And the thing is that social media really just does not have to be that complicated. You just simply follow us, share our content, and just show up consistently on social media. And that's what will win every time. 4 concrete things you could do right now to start building your business with TSAHC. So let's walk through each one. So first, there's educational videos. And as I mentioned to you in the last slide, we already have a lot of videos made and ready for you to share on social media and in your marketing emails. Or if you want, you could record your own short video in your own voice. I would suggest that just simple and consistent beats long and perfect every time. Second, and this is the one I really want you to lean into, host a homebuyer seminar. Find a partner. If you are a realtor, grab a lender. If you are a lender, grab a realtor. You split the cost, you split the work, and you both fill the room with your combined networks. Look for churches, libraries, and community centers that are free or low cost venues, and those really work great. And then here is the most important thing I can tell you about hosting a successful seminar. This is a quote I heard many years ago that I think is very important to note. And that is be a teacher, not a salesman. Nobody shows up wanting to be pitched to. They show up because they have questions and you simply just need to teach them something real, show them what they qualify for. And when you show up as the expert who genuinely helped them understand the process, you don't have to sell yourself. They will call you. We also have a 20-minute slide deck and script on our Train the Trainer resource page, which I will be talking more about in an upcoming slide. So just be prepared for that. But that will help you with these homebuyer seminars. And then third, your email signature. This one takes about 10 minutes to set up once you have earned your badge, and it works for you every single day after that. So here's how you earn it. If you are a realtor, you need to sign up for our Overcoming the Down Payment Hurdle continuing education course. We offer multiple opportunities every single month. There's both in person and online with weekly sessions available. You just simply go to the training section on our website and sign up today. And if you are a lender and you want to earn your badge, you can do that by completing at least 4 TSAHC transactions within a 12-month period. Once you hit that milestone, our team will send you an email with your badge and a link to create your profile on our website as a participating lender. And then realtors out there listening, once you complete that CE course, you will also receive that same opportunity to create your profile. And here is why that profile matters. We have thousands of home buyers visiting TSAHC's website every month, actively searching for down payment assistance and looking for someone to help them. So, a profile on our website puts your name directly in front of those buyers. That is a free referral pipeline. Once you have your badge, you drop it into your email signature and link it directly to TSAHC's website. Every email you send from that point forward becomes a passive marketing touch point. And then fourth, our 10 steps to buying a home flyer. You just simply add your contact information and hand it to every first-time home buyer at your first meeting. It really does position you as someone who's organized and looking out for them from day one. So this slide is all about getting out in your community and putting your face and your name in front of people before they ever even need a real estate professional. Let's walk through each one. So first, coffee and conversation. This is actually one of my favorite low-cost, high-impact ideas. You just simply pick a Saturday morning, find a local coffee shop, and host a casual meetup. There are no formal presentations required. You just show up and you tell the cashier you're going to buy coffee for, say, maybe the next 10 customers or however much money you want to spend, and you set out a few T-Shack flyers and have real conversations. Second, the lunch and learn. Reach out to your local school district and maybe offer to bring lunch and spend just 30 minutes with their staff talking about home ownership assistance available specifically for teachers and educators. And honestly, most school district HR departments will welcome you because you are bringing something genuinely valuable to their employees. Simply bring your co-branded T-Shack teacher flyers, walk them through the Homes for Texas Heroes program, and leave your contact information with everyone in the room. Teachers honestly talk to each other, and so one good lunch and learn can turn into referrals for months. Third, veteran outreach. There are VFW posts and American Legion chapters that exist in virtually every city and town across Texas, and they all hold regular meetings where their members are looking for resources and information. All you need to do is reach out and offer to speak for 15 or 20 minutes about homeownership assistance available specifically for veterans. You can also connect with your local Texas Veterans Commission office, and they have a lot of locations statewide and regularly refer veterans to community resources. You could also go to VA hospital community rooms and veteran-focused nonprofits in your area. They're all great places to leave flyers and build those relationships. And finally, deliver treats to your Texas heroes. Fire stations, police stations, EMS facilities are all always open and nobody turns down donuts. So you can also stop by police and fire academies. You just simply show up at any of these places with a box of treats and a stack of TSAHC hero flyers and a genuine thank you for what they do. These are exactly the people our programs are designed to serve, and most of them have no idea that homeownership assistance is available to them specifically because of their profession. And you could change that with one visit and a dozen kolaches. I think that honestly, the theme across all four of these ideas is the same: show up, be present, be the person in your community who people think of when they think about buying a home. This slide is about making sure that the world knows you are a TSAHC trained professional. And let's walk through each one of them. So, first, highlight every success story. I mean, every success story. After every single TSAHC closing, you really should be asking your borrowers to leave you a Google review and then specifically ask them to mention that they received down payment assistance in it. And you want to post these success stories on your social media as well. Post about how much your client kept in their savings account by using down payment assistance. It could be something simple like my client walked away from closing with $8,000 still in their savings account thanks to TSAHC. And then here's one more thing on content. I know a lot of you don't feel like you're a great writer, or maybe you don't know how to market yourself on social media or in a newsletter. I wanted to let you know that TSAHC has professional writers on staff who create blog posts and newsletter stories regularly, and all you have to do is share them. You can borrow our content, post it to your social media accounts, and you instantly look like the person who stays on top of this stuff. Second, build your TSAHC referral network. And I don't just mean, another realtor or lender. I want you to think bigger than that. Think financial planners, tax professionals, insurance agents, bankers, and even accountants. These are people who sit across the table from potential home buyers every single day. Just simply reach out to those professionals in your community, maybe even offer to buy them a cup of coffee, and spend 15 minutes explaining what TSAHC programs could do for their clients. I really do believe that these non traditional referral partners are an almost completely untapped source of business. And because so few people are working this angle, that competition is basically zero. So build that network intentionally, and it will send you qualified leads for years. And then, of course, don't overlook those leasing managers either. I would suggest building an ongoing relationship with 2 or 3 property managers in your market. Maybe ask them if you can leave TSAHC flyers in their leasing office or be included in their resident newsletter. And those leasing managers can become one of your best referral sources. Third, and this one is my personal favorite because I actually have a good story about it. Wear your TSAHC button. On our Train the Trainer resource page, you will find the official TSAHC Train the Trainer button, and that button says, Ask me about down payment assistance. You want to wear that button to every homebuyer event, wear it when you're presenting, wear it at community events, and yes, wear it to the grocery store because you really never know who's going to look at that button and actually ask you about down payment assistance. I had a gentleman come up to me after an in-person training not long ago who told me he had gone through our Train the Trainer program and had been wearing his button every single day, and it was working. People were stopping him and asking him about it. He was actually the one that mentioned to me that he wore his button to the grocery store and that button was starting conversations he never would have had otherwise. This is free marketing that works while you're just living your life. And then fourth, I think probably one of the most important ones is tell your sphere of influence. This one really sounds simple, but I think most people never do it. And that is send a personal text or a handwritten note to every single person in your database and let them know that you are now an official TSAHC trained professional and that you can help them or anyone they know explore down payment assistance options. Most people in your sphere have no idea what you specialize in unless you tell them. So tell them today. I think the theme across all four of these ideas is the same. You've done the work, you're here, you're trained. Now go make sure that everyone knows it. Now let's talk about the tools waiting for you on our Train the Trainer resource page. Because remember, that's what this training is all about. And you're not just learning about TSAHC's programs today. You are becoming a TSAHC trainer who can go out and spread this message in your own community. So on the Train the Trainer resource page, you will find 4 complete presentation packages. Each one of these includes a slide deck and a script outline to guide you. You don't even have to build anything from scratch or memorize a word for word presentation. The framework is done. You just make it your own and deliver it in your voice. So let me walk you through what is available. The first presentation is called Bridging the Gap, and it is designed for housing professional audiences like lenders, realtors, title companies, and also those non traditional partners like the financial planners and insurance agents we just spoke about. You can use these at networking luncheons and professional events to build your referral network. The second presentation is called Homebuyer Programs Unlocking Opportunities. And this is your 20-minute homebuyer seminar presentation. You can use it at community events, church groups, civic organizations, and teacher luncheons. You want to think beyond just home buyers. I think that one presentation to a church congregation could generate more leads than maybe a month of social media posts. So I would also suggest partnering up with another professional to co-host these events and split the costs with you. The third presentation is Homes for Texas Heroes, Down Payment Assistance, and Mortgage Solutions for Those Who Serve. This presentation is built specifically for our Texas Hero audiences. You can use it at school district lunch and learns, fire stations, VFW posts, and police departments. And I will also want you to lead with this powerful message because we want them to know that Texas Heroes get a free MCC worth 15% of the mortgage interest that they pay every year for the life of the loan simply because of their profession. And then fourth, we have a Spanish language homebuyer presentation, which is also about 20 minutes long and is a complete game changer for reaching that Spanish speaking community. You might even find a bilingual partner to help deliver it alongside you and instantly have doubled your market you are serving. Once you have access to this Train the Trainer resource page, you want to download all 4 presentations, get familiar with them, and pick the one that fits your next opportunity. All right, just a few quick tips before you actually go out there and present. For those in-person events, I would really suggest greeting people at the door before you begin. I think it really kind of helps you feel more comfortable to kind of get to know folks and be able to engage with them during the training as well. Also, you want to set up an RSVP through Facebook events or constant contact so you have that full contact list before the event even starts. And you can also use a sign up sheet at the door to kind of capture those walk ins as well. And most importantly, you always want to arrive early to set up your equipment. You want to test everything and have your TSAHC materials laid out before that first person even arrives. I would even suggest providing refreshments when you can, because I think a comfortable, welcoming environment really helps people feel engaged. And then for those virtual events, know your platform. Before you go live, you want to test that audio, you want to test that video, know how to screen share in advance, all of those things. I would even suggest having a support person manage the chat and waiting room for you so you can stay focused on the presentation. And then also send a reminder email or text the day before and even an hour before, since no-show rates for virtual events really are much higher. And I think those reminders really help with that. And then finally, record every virtual presentation and then send out the replay to all the registrants. I think that one webinar becomes an ongoing content for you that just kind of keeps working for you. And then honestly, the most important tip I can give you, whether you are presenting in person or virtually, is practice, practice, practice. You want to do this out loud before you go live. You want to record yourself, maybe watch it back or listen to it. And remember that people remember stories and not bullet points. You want to stay focused, simplified, and keep it personal every time. All right, everyone. Before I let you go today, I really wanted to bring you back to where we started. So, you watched this webinar today to learn how to build your business using TSAHC's programs. But honestly, I really do hope you are leaving here with so much more than that. Because every time you share these programs, every time you host a webinar or seminar, every time you hand someone a flyer or wear that button to the grocery store, you are not just building a business. You are helping people who never thought the dream of homeownership was possible for them. Just imagine, a young teacher who assumed she could never save enough, or a firefighter who did not know that this program existed specifically because of his profession, or maybe a family who kept putting it off year after year because they did not think they could afford it. So I'm just going to leave you with this. Be a teacher, not a salesman. When you show up as the person who genuinely helps someone understand that homeownership is closer than they think, the business truly does follow, and it follows naturally every time. I also want to leave you with one action item. I want you to pick one marketing action from today's webinar and do it this week. Schedule your first seminar or your first lunch and learn within the next 60 days. And then reach out to us anytime at homeownership@tsahc.org or 877-508-4611. We are here for you every step of the way. All right, we are actually almost done. But before we wrap up, there is one very important step that you need to take right now. So go ahead and pause this recording and scan the QR code on your screen to complete your Train the Trainer registration. When you click on that code, it will take you directly to the registration form. So once you submit it, you will receive a confirmation email right away with your link to the Train the Trainer resource page. And you need to save that link somewhere safe. Bookmark it, favorite it, email it to yourself, wherever you will know to find it again, because this page is not publicly accessible and can only be reached through that link. Before accessing the resource page, you will also need to read and agree to the terms of use that you are agreeing to use the most up-to-date presentations. You want to follow the script outlines and use only TSAHC approved materials and always represent TSAHC professionally. If you have any trouble with that QR code, I would suggest for mobile users that you may be able to take a screenshot and access the link that way. And then if you run into any issues otherwise at all, feel free to email us at homeownership@tsahc.org and we will get you taken care of right away. Go ahead and pause now, complete your registration, and we will see you on the resource page. Welcome to the TSAHC team.